There we go. Okay. All right. So our intention today is just to let ourselves, and not a lot of time, be able to rejuvenate, reset, kind of come back to ourselves. And so this is a good practice for us in a somewhat shorter amount of time to be able to connect to our bodies and kind of dose to ourselves what we need. So put your hands together at your heart, take some deep breaths, and invite yourself back in. When I say back in, like back into yourself. So creating a kind of a little special sacred time to tune in, to check in, to give yourself energy. So whatever you can sense in the next few breaths that you can allow yourself to do for yourself, then maybe that's what you'll do. And let that even be something you can do in the moment. So when I give you a choice for a lunge or a pose, and just being able to tune in, check in, and go, I think I'm going to do this one, and trusting that. Take a deep breath in and then a deep breath out. And then releasing your hands to your lap. I'm going to stand up and go to the top edge of my mat. So we'll start standing with some half salutes. So just kind of wiggle your fingers and toes to let your entire body feel alive. Maybe roll your shoulders and get your neck so that every part of you feels alive. And on your inhale, stretch your arms up. And on your exhale, forward fold. So hinging at your hips, letting your head go. Halfway lift, perhaps hands to shins, nice long spine. Exhale, fold. And then bend your knees, roll all the way up, arms reach up. To your heart, exhale. We'll do that one more time. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale, forward fold. Long spine. Exhale to fold. And then bending your knees, rolling all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the heart space. Taking your arms up, big stretch. We're going to go over to the right. So step your left leg behind your right and big side stretch over to your right. So you can kind of lean into that left leg while you press your left hip out. And then both arms come up. Grab a hold of your right wrist with your left hand. Right leg steps behind, a big stretch over away from your right hip. Both legs step in, arms reach up. Then open arm twist to your right. Keep your hips square to the front edge of your mat. Both arms reach up. Open arm twist to your left. Both arms come up. And then exhale, forward fold. Long spine. Exhale, fold. Your favorite lunge of choice. So step your right leg back. Your knee can be lifted. Your knee can be down. You can even go to a high lunge. Reach up and take 5 long, deep breaths. Favorite lunge of choice. And on your 5th breath, grab a hold of that right wrist, even if you're in high lunge. If you're in a back knee lifted lunge, either come to high lunge or set your knee down. And then we'll go to a side stretch. And then continue that side stretch and now turn it into a twist to your right. So it can be a prayer twist. It can even be an open arm twist. Churn your belly to the left as you let your heart space lift up. And then one more breath. And then both hands down, quarter turn to your right to do a wide leg forward fold. So your hands can be down, you can grab big toes. You can even stretch your arms forward if you want to lengthen your spine. Shake that head out. And then one more full breath in and out. We'll turn back to face our left leg. You have 2 choices. One is a standing split. And the second is just to place your right foot down, kind of like in a warrior one, shorten stride and fold down. So you can decide what feels better. If you're keeping your legs straight, try to move that left hip back. And if you have to bend the left knee a bit. Standing split, anchor through your inner left thigh line as you reach up through your right leg. Take another deep breath in. And if you're in standing split, you'll step all the way back. If you're in that Tadasana, go ahead and pivot. And then press your left leg back to plank. So take 5 breaths in plank to really feel your core, connect to that core. Nice long deep breaths, stretching through heels and crown. And then travel forward if you'd like to drop to your knees to support your spine. Chaturanga to your belly. And then we're going to do a little flow. We're going to do Cobra first. So take your hands whatever distance they need. Press to the top of your feet. Tone your belly as you pull your hands back. Lift your chest. Take a couple breaths here to widen your collarbones. And you'll probably drop down a little bit and sweep those arms back, focused. So legs lift. The arms stretch back, straight through the upper back. Then either you repeat Cobra, maybe it's a little higher, or you'll tuck your toes under and lift to an upward facing dog. Knees can be down to support your weight a little bit. And then everyone transition either back to child's pose or downward facing dog. We're going to stick with that left leg that was forward, so lifting your left leg up. Bend your knee and do some hip circles here. So you can make big hip circles where you allow your hip to drop and lift, or you can just move your thigh bone, keeping your hips stable, so kind of feel that out. And then step your left leg forward for a warrior two. So heel to arch, take your arms and windmill up and around. We're going to go through this 4 times. So we'll reverse our warrior, big side stretch, any variation that you want. Side angle. Tip up and back with a straight left leg. And then into triangle pose. And then we'll do that again. And then before we hold, reverse warrior. Side angle. Straighten your left leg, tip up and back, and then triangle. Now this time we're going to go a little slower. So bend your left knee, your favorite variation of reverse warrior. So for some of us, we like the neck release, and I like that a lot. And I'll have my hand and my hip. If you like grabbing onto that wrist and holding your head, some people like to do a little neck stretch with the head. You have 3 more deep breaths to pick whatever it is that you like for your reverse warrior. And then for your side angle, when you're ready, we'll take that arm up. We're going to do a little bit of shoulder work. So we'll take the arm down, wrap the palm towards you, and then turn your palm to face down. And then reach your arm up, reach it back, and then circle it. Almost like you're making little circles, opening up through the shoulder. And we'll do that one more time. Maybe an extra breath wherever you want to have your arm land. Maybe it's up or out. And then tip up and back, reverse triangle. Same work here. Sometimes it's nice to have both arms up to feel extra core, or maybe that's another chance for a neck release. Really feel strong through your core energy. And then triangle pose. So for triangle, you can just stay put and enjoy this. Maybe it's a head release. Maybe it's a half bind. Or if you're liking those shoulder circles, you can let your upper back round and come down, and then lift and open. So a little back bend, then a little upper back stretch. And then lift up. Couple more. Strong through the core and the hips. They don't really move a lot, just upper back. And then one more time, maybe holding an extra breath if the position feels good. And then all the way up. Warrior two. Big breath. Bring your hands to meet at your heart. Turn to face the front of your mat, and you're in Tadasana. Staying with the left leg, your favorite balance pose. So that can be tree, figure four, eagle, dancer. So many options. I probably forgot some. Standing knee lift, or what would feel good today. So take 5 really deep breaths into your choice of balancing shape. Really enjoying what you chose. Sending your breath. And as you're ready, bring that right knee up. Step your right foot out wide so your toes are out and your heels are in, and slide on down to Navasana. So if you can't get your heels down, you can always go up a little higher and rest your elbows on your thighs, or if you have a block handy, that block could be underneath. So if you're not feeling the balance. And we'll stay for 5 or so breaths. You can always move here too. Sometimes it feels nice to kind of let yourself ease in. Rounded upper back, lifted chest, you choose. Now we'll place the hands down, straighten your legs as you point your toes forward and hang in a ragdoll. So that can be top of the hands down, palms down. You can shake your head out. And then bending through those knees, rolling up nice and slow. Arms stretch up, reach up. Collect your hands at your heart and pause. Quick check-in. How does your body feel? How do you feel? What do you need? Kind of returning to yourself once again. Then as you're ready, we're going to take the hands back in our hip pocket. So sometimes I like my fingers down, my thumbs out. If I'm feeling tight through the chest, I'll go fingers forward, thumbs back, and just bring the elbows back and down. So I can broaden the chest, lengthen the tailbone, and there's maybe a little tip back. Really pressing into your heels, lifting through your belly. Neck is relaxed and easy. Take 2 more breaths here. And then your head is last as you come up, and then sit back, chair pose. We'll exhale, twist to the right. Inhale to the center. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale to the center. And then we'll take our arms out to the side, and then we'll wave them over to the right side bend. And then over to the center, wave them to the left side bend. And then back to the center, stretch out your spine, forward bend. Halfway lift. And then we'll step the left leg back to your lunge of choice. So remember, it could be knee down, knee lifted, hands down, high lunge, whatever you feel like. And it can be different from your first side. So if you're feeling something different, go with it. 5 breaths to either stay still or to move. So you can kind of go forward and back if that feels good, or wave your body around. So if you're in a hands down lunge, you would put your knee down, grab onto your left wrist, stretch up and side stretch to your right. Feel that whole left side body open up. Let your head go. Continue the side stretch and turn it into a twist of your choice. So whether that's open arm twist, prayer twist, turn that belly and see if your heart can rotate a little bit further up towards the sky. You can even look down or let your neck go. That can be nice ways to soften the neck. And then hands down, quarter turn to your left for a wide leg forward fold. And then again, anything here that you like. So you can grab onto ankles or big toes. Maybe you want to bind your hands and open your chest. Trying things out. When you're ready, releasing your hands all the way down, turning back forward into that lunge, and then coming into plank pose. Holding in your plank pose, toning your belly. Travel forward. If you need your knees down, chaturanga to your belly. Cobra again, so pull the hands back. Strengthen your legs. Make sure the neck is nice and easy. And then shoot those arms back as your legs lift. And you could always bind the arms, anything that you like that we've worked on this month that you want to do with your upper back. And then you can either repeat Cobra, or you can tap your toes and come into an upward facing dog. Safely, with the strength of your core, come back to child's pose or downward facing dog. When you're ready, the right leg lifts up. You'll bend the knee and it's those hip circles. So it's whatever it feels good. Whatever direction, however big you want to make your circles. This help you open and mobilize your hips. And then the right leg will step forward for a warrior two. So opening the arms up, heel to arch, getting nice and secure. So remember, we just flow the first time. So we reverse our warrior, side angle, trying to stay really solid through the legs. Straighten your front leg, tip up and back, and triangle. One more time through that kind of more mobile flow. So warrior two, reverse, and you can go slower. Don't feel like you have to rush. Side angle, reverse warrior, and triangle. And then come to warrior two, and then your choice of reverse warrior. So for me, I'm going to go neck release in my reverse warrior. So choose whatever would benefit you and take 5 really deep breaths. Ground into those legs. Feel the side body work. Wake up your hands and feet. When you're ready, transition to side angle. This is where we're going to do those arm swing or arm sweeps. So I'm going to reach my arm overhead, take it all the way down, and I'm just waving it around. You can go the opposite way if you liked that way. We did the opposite way on the other side, so you can see if that feels better for you. Then find an arm position that works for an extra breath. And then straighten your front leg, tip up and back. Any way you want. You could grab a wrist, you could do another neck release. And triangles next. So you could stay put and pick a position of arms or a position of head that works. Or the first side, I was letting you allow the upper back to round, but my hips stay strong, my core stays strong, and then opening it back. So it's like an open and close. And this is just kind of nice if you feel like tight in the upper back or the neck and you want to mobilize your body. Then hold that triangle for an extra breath. Bend your front knee, warrior two. Hands come to the heart, look towards the front edge of your mat, step forward. Right leg is your base for your favorite balance shape on this side. Could be different, so let yourself change your mind if you decide this side needs something different. We're not doing enough of anything to really make much of a difference. Slowly making your way out to lift the left knee. And then step it out wide. Arms stretch up. And then come on down for that squat. Remember, you can stay higher up if you need to. You can put a block underneath. Really center your awareness on your breath. And then hands down to the floor, straighten your legs, turn your toes forward. And this is just kind of like a hip movement. So I'm just turning my hips to the right, turning my hips to the left, letting my head go. Just a little hip mobility. And then coming to that ragdoll shape. Planting your hands, put right knee down, put left knee down. Couple rounds of cat-cow to reset the spine. Coming to a neutral spine, lengthening through tailbone and crown. And then swing your legs to the left and bring your legs forward. Come up to Navasana so you can grab behind your knee creases to sit up nice and tall. If you have tightness in your hip flexors, you can just kind of keep your heels down and your toes down, lift your chest, engage your core. Either place your feet down and roll down or extend your legs, eyes, toes level for Ardha Navasana, half boat. Feel your core here for a couple rounds of breath. And then all the way down. Stretch your arms and legs out all the way. Give a good tug and stretch. And then release that. Bring your knees to be bent. Take your hands and interlace your hands behind your head. Bring your legs to tabletop so that your knees are over your hip creases. Wake up those feet nice and awake and alive. And you're going to open your legs like you're doing a butterfly shape. And if that's too much for your hip flexor, which oftentimes it is, you could use a wall space for your feet, or you can just let your knees open and your feet come to the floor. So really tune into your hip flexors for this one, because sometimes this one's too much if you're feeling tight there. Like I noticed I was from all that sitting and the rafting. So I'm going to put my feet down. Take a deep breath. Fill up your lungs. On the exhale, as you tone your belly, lift your shoulders, lift your heels if your feet are down. Otherwise, if your legs are out, you're going to have them out on the exhale. And on the inhale, you're going to lower your shoulders, bring your knees in. So showing you exhale, inhale. So that's what we're doing if your legs are up. We're going to do 10 times this. Exhale, inhale. Exhale, really do a good job to pull your navel down, lengthen your low back. You can kind of press your heels together and your toe beds together to engage through your feet. Make this nice and slow so you can really feel the connection all the way down your midline, all the way to your feet. Nice big breaths. Let's do 2 more. Last one, blow it all the way out, hold, pause, get all that breath out, and release it down. So if you're not in this position, go ahead and come here. Let your arms come out to the side. Take some deep breaths and relax. Gather your legs into your hands to bring your knees up, and then knock your knees together. So now they're in internal rotation, and stretch your feet out. Once again, release your arms and take nice deep breaths. Send that rejuvenating breath to any place in your body, your mind, your heart, any physical place like shoulders or neck, abdomen. And then neutralize your legs so that you're ready for a bridge pose. And then press into your feet and lift your hips. If you want to keep your arms where they are, you can certainly do that, or you can engage through the upper back once again and lift the chest higher. If you had a block near you, you could place a block under your hips and either keep the hips elevated with feet down or elevate the feet. And we'll stay here for about 10 breaths. See if you can lengthen out the breath here. So we can start to really calm the body and the nervous system. If your arms are bound, release them. You can roll down or just set your hips down to find any comfortable position. So sometimes knees bent feels better to me than legs straight, but if you want to go ahead and straighten your legs, do that. And allow yourself to tune in one final time to yourself, to your body, noticing the effects of our practice, however brief. Sometimes it doesn't take a lot. So kind of just noticing where you land. And if you're still feeling a little low in energy today, you could take deeper, longer inhales for a moment. If you feel like you got to let off some energy or steam, maybe you need to feel like a little lighter. So focus on the exhale. If you're promoting balance, then just breathe in and out equally. Maybe you're stretching the breath out to 4 or 5 counts. And if you're done and tired of thinking, then just let go and take the next minute just to reset in stillness. So if you can stay longer and the time that you have allows you to extend your Shavasana, then feel free to do that. If you're ready to get up and re-enter the rest of your afternoon, wiggle your fingers and toes, roll those shoulders a couple times. Gather your hands at your heart. Bow in and tune in again. And we always find those moments of pause where we can check back in and find ourselves. So we can be attentive to our needs, attentive to shifts and changes throughout our bodies. Allowing ourselves to consciously respond and react to life, feeling as connected to the center of ourselves as we can. So thank you for practicing today. Take a deep breath in.